JT Daniels' off-season work is going to pay off with huge dividends. That's what an insider told me recently about the Georgia quarterback coming in the 2021 season. I'm going to link to that article below. Make sure you read it. It's a great time to join Dog Post, just being honest. We're getting right into the thick of fall camp here as you're watching this, and we've got some scoop for you on JT Daniels and company and all the off-season work that he did. One insider told me JT is coming from the West Coast, and he's told me several times there's a big difference coming to the East Coast. In the Pac-12 to SEC football, there's a different feeling around campus. It's different with the media. It's different experience around fans and coaches. Expectations are always high in a place like Georgia. You do feel it. And we talked to a couple of former starting quarterbacks at Georgia, guys who had what I would call a lot of success in Athens. And I want you to take advantage of our reporting and read everything that we wrote, because it's not all been easy for JT Daniels. When you look back, this time a year ago was about as confusing a time that I've had personally in 20 plus years of covering Georgia and the SEC. We didn't know what was happening. If there were games that are going to be played, we didn't know if Jamie Newman was going to be the starter. As of right now, I think it still was that Jamie Newman would have been the starter. Actually, they hadn't started camp yet. And so everything was all mixed up and messed up. You had Jamie Newman up there, Dwan Mathis, JT Daniels. You had Carson Beck, who has had a good offseason in 2021. No one knew what was happening. Literally, I still don't know if I've gotten a full explanation of what was going on. But in that time, JT was still hurt, and that was affecting his play, no question. You had that, the fact that he came in during the summer. Those were not good combinations. He didn't really know a lot of people, and when you're trying to take firm control of a program, or at least just even an offense, and you're looking around and you've never played with these guys before, that's challenging, and the knee didn't help. If it sounds like I'm making excuses for JT, maybe you should adjust your mindset. An explanation of something is not an excuse. It is an explanation. And this past offseason has been a very different thing. Does that mean that Georgia's going to go undefeated? I don't think it necessarily does. There's so many moving parts for this program coming into 2021, particularly the opening game of the season. You still got to deal with the Gators, Auburn, Arkansas, and at the end of the year, presumably Alabama, but very possibly Texas A&M or even perhaps LSU. And you really, honestly, you never know what somebody like Kentucky, who's very physical, can do. I mean, they're going to have to come down to Athens, but they're not a lot of fun to play, and I think Kentucky has surged. But in watching the last 4 games of JT over these last few weeks, the ball comes out quick. He gets it on target almost all the time. The deep throws, you'd like them to be better because those would be touchdowns. For instance, against South Carolina, he had Jermaine Burton going down the right-hand side, underthrew it. He hits Jermaine in strides. I would think it would have been a 60-yard touchdown. But all that said, when it comes down to it, he's probably coming into the season as the best quarterback that Georgia's had. And let me make in Kirby's time, let me make my case for that. Justin Fields didn't get a second year at Georgia. He left. Jacob Eason didn't get a second year at Georgia because he got hurt. Jake Fromm's second year was definitely better than the first year in terms of his production, but I don't think anybody would really make the argument that Jake Fromm is a more physically gifted player than JT Daniels. So with that said, when you look out there at the weapons he's got, which are approaching the best weapons that Kirby has had in his time at Georgia, certainly at receiver and tight end, think about all JT's got. He's got a lot, man, and he is comfortable playing the position. And we write about that over on Dog Post. I want to make sure that you check out that article with how a lot of people have been going over the website signing up. These last 3 months have been record months for us over on the site. Why aren't you there? Today's your chance to go check it out. I got a link down below. Make sure you click it. We'll see you on the website.